Our guest in this segment, Chuck and Susan Engle. I think Susan is here. Go ahead and wave her in, Kyler. Maybe grab that door there. There you go, Susan. Come on in.
Hi, Susan.
There you go. They have done so much work with 4-H, robotics, and such in our community, and have sent teams on to compete in national tournaments and whatever. Chuck, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Great to have you here. Great, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Susan, good morning.
Good morning.
How's things going?
Well, thank you. How about you?
Oh, thank you kindly. Very nice. Appreciate you asking there.
Thanks.
Chuck, you've got a big event coming up again in the near future. What do you have?
We do. On the 8th of November, we have the third annual WalkerBots FLL scrimmage and FTC workshop. So we'll have teams from around the state coming to the youth fairgrounds on that Saturday morning to, it's a competition, but it's more a preparation for the state tournament. It gets teams, especially newer teams, up to speed so they're able to walk in and compete.
Now, this is not tied to the schools in any way. This is strictly through 4-H.
We're through 4-H, correct.
Right. How many kids do you have participating?
We'll have almost 30
Almost
just from
30.
our group,
On the competition teams.
on our teams, and we'll have between 30 and 40 more coming in from other areas around the state.
Okay, take a step back. I'm not familiar with this.
Okay?
What's the nature of the competition?
So we are the two levels, the FLL, which stands for First Lego League, and those are robots that are built out of Lego with the robotic things added to it. And they are on a table, a 4x8 a 4x8 table, and they are solving missions that are on there in a 2-minute and 30-second time frame, as many as they can.
Now, we talk mission, what does that mean?
So there are things that we have to build in the beginning of the season. So it's move a lever, push this, move that, twist this. So they have to build their robot to be able to do that, and then code the robot to be able to go out and conduct these.
They have to do
missions.
all of that in 2.5 minutes.
Yes.
Do they have parameters established beforehand what they anticipate the mission to be?
Oh, yes. So it changes each season. But in the first week of August, we will get the actual materials for them to start building the missions. And it's the same all around the world. Every team that competes has the same field to compete on. And then we'll go to the state championship in December.
So FIRST is a global program, and it stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology.
Mm-hmm.
And that was started by, what was his name?
Dean Kamen.
Dean Kamen. He also invented the Segway. And he has said, one of the things that he says about that program is it is the only sport, because it is a team sport, it is the only sport where everyone can be a professional. So every person on that team can be a professional scientist, engineer, mathematician.
Is the mission fairly closely held, and do you find out about it as the coach a predetermined period of time before?
So
it
we
starts?
were lucky enough this season because our team won last year and we attended the World Festival, the World Championship. So we got a preview back in April of what the field was going to look like and what the missions were going to look like. But in general, it is a very tightly kept secret as to what they are. There's an actual reveal weekend where videos come out that show how everything works.
How long ago was that?
It was August, first week of August.
Mm-hmm.
So you've had a couple of so much head start.
Just a picture in our head. We didn't know exactly we didn't have the materials until the first week of August to actually start working on
And it didn't show how each mission worked or how to solve the missions or anything like that. It just showed you an overview of what the table looked like.
2.5 minutes to complete these.
Correct.
If you don't do it in 2.5 minutes, are you automatically disqualified?
No, that whatever missions you complete in that 2.5 minutes is your score. You go up to the table 3 times, so you have 3 attempts to do it. We've had kids that have gone up and their robot didn't do anything, and they've scored 0. Then we've had kids that go up and score over 300 points or more.
And you said this is Lego.
The brain is not a Lego, but the parts that you add on to it is Lego. So you add attachments to complete the missions, and they have to come up with those attachments all on their own to complete those missions. And then there is programming and different tools for programming to complete those missions. And that's just the younger group. We also have an older group, which is First Tech Challenge, and they use metal robots, not BattleBots. They use metal robots to complete a whole different scale of mission.
Are the competitors running by remote control, or these are
they have to program it, and then so they have a home base in a corner of the table, and they're not allowed to touch the robot outside of that. So they program the robot in advance to complete these missions. So they have their programming buttons that they can push. Now they can alter that in between the times that they're running at the table if they need to, if the robot isn't working like it's supposed to. But once it moves out of that little semicircle, they cannot touch it.
It's completely autonomous in the competitions.
So your team, is there one for assembly, if you will, and one for programming, or are they working interchangeably?
At the Lego level, at the younger kids level, everybody does everything. It's our goal to teach everybody a little bit about the engineering of building it and to introduce them to the coding process and how they go about it. So there are competitions, but it's a learning experience because most of these kids are coming in fresh with no previous coding or building experience.
And
so
what are the ages of the two different groups?
we start them at 9 at that first Lego League level, and then not much by age, but when they start high school, we move them up to the next level, the first tech challenge, and they can do that until they graduate high school.
Has artificial intelligence changed the nature of how these robots are constructed or what they do?
Not at all with us. These kids are actually learning code, and they are doing it all themselves. We do not use any AI to assist them in writing their code.
What language do you use in code?
It's a Scratch, but they can also use, and the older kids use Java to code the bigger robots. But it's a variation on a Scratch type code for the first Lego League.
But this program is really nice because it doesn't just involve how you build your robot, how you build your attachments, how you complete the missions. They also have to have a real-world problem, come up with an innovative solution. They have to do research. They have to do a presentation. It's very well-rounded. So it gives the kids opportunities to speak in public, to do research that they may not have done. It is really a good program to teach your kids different things outside of just the science and technology.
I'm still having a little bit of trouble understanding what all has been done. The mission itself, give me an example of a type of mission.
So the kids, this year, it's an archaeological theme. So every mission on the table is archaeologically themed. There's one where they have to, in like the old Indiana Jones thing with the boulder rolling down, they have to go and release a lever which lets the boulders come down. They have to go flip switches that make artifacts come out of things. There's a lot of variation in what the missions are, but they're basically just to manipulate something that's on the field with their robot to make it change.
But it's not just as easy as flipping a switch because it's very tricky the way that they have to do it. And then sometimes they have to move stuff from one place to another. So it isn't just flip a switch. It's actually kind of tricky, some of it.
And is this daisy chain so that you release the robot, it goes and does one thing, and when it's done with that, it automatically does another and another? Or are these separate tasks that are launched individually?
So
It
when
depends
they
on the
start.
skill of the kids.
Yeah, when they first start, when they're brand new, it is usually one mission and back, then another mission and back. But as they develop their coding skills and they start using the sensors that are in the robot, positioning sensors, they can go to this mission, stop, and go to another one before it comes back. So that's the goal, is to daisy chain and have as many as possible.
That's fascinating.
To save the time. So, for example, the guys that were in here last year that made it to the world competition, those guys in between the state competition and world completely changed their coding method to allow that to happen, to be able to move to multiple missions. And that's how you can get more things done in that 2 minutes and
And a
30
higher
seconds.
score.
So when does the clock start? Does the clock start when they around the table and they give them what the mission is, or are they given some
So the missions
information?
stay the same the entire season. They're all the same the entire season. There's like 15 different missions on the table.
Okay.
So when they walk up to the table, they check. They all make sure they give the thumbs up to the referees, and then they say 3, 2, 1, Lego. As soon as they say Lego, you can push the button on your robot to go and do the program that you've programmed into them to go and
That's
complete
when
a
the
mission.
clock starts.
Okay, so you're programmed before you
Yes.
walk to the table.
Yes.
Correct.
So right now, the kids are working on their project, on their innovative solution, as well as the programming and the robotics and the attachments. So that they will have all that programmed before we go to the final state competition.
Is this open to the public?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we do have a space there for younger kids to fool around with some of our older robots and some Lego attachments and things.
And again, where will this be and when?
It's on the 8th of November at the Berkeley County Youth Fairgrounds in the exhibit hall, and we're running from 10 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
There will be live competition rounds that people can come in and watch.
There will be refreshments as well.
Yeah, we have concessions there, and the public is welcome to come if their kids are interested or they're interested in the robotics at all. It's a good time to come out and see and talk, because people would love to interact with them.
Have everyone you're related to aged out of this at this point, or do you still have anybody
Yes,
left?
our daughter aged out of 4-H altogether this year. She's now 21, and she has aged out of 4-H altogether.
But you're still doing this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
going.
How come you've decided to remain?
Chuck loves it.
It's my passion project, so.
Because they brought you into this, didn't they?
The
Yes,
kids,
Edward did.
Edward got us going on this many, many years ago.
This was new to you when he started it,
absolutely brand new,
and now you're an addict.
kind of.
I just want to say thank you to the 4-H Leaders Association and to the
4-H Foundation.
4-H Foundation for all of the support that they've given us every year. They're phenomenal.
Now, you made it to Worlds last year.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Does that give you anything for this year as you go into another competition?
Other than a drive to go past our state competition, and we did get the sneak peek into this season, but it really, like I said, it wasn't, like Chuck said, it wasn't specific missions and things like that. But yeah, it gives us the drive to, and some new ideas to how to help the teams advance or how to direct them. We don't tell them what to do. We don't program anything for them. We do not build their attachments. We do not decide on the projects. That is all them. So whatever,
Could you build one if you wanted to?
I could not. I am a cat herder, but Chuck definitely
I
could.
build one.
Yeah, okay.
Now, this is very competitive, I would imagine. Does this competitiveness extend to the parents?
It does,
Yes.
and to some of the coaches and mentors that pretend like they're uninterested until
I'm
the
okay
the
till we
buzzer
get to a
goes off.
competition. Once we get to a competition, yeah.
So the on this level on the 8th that we're holding there, it's a competition light. It's just so many of these kids have never participated, so learning where to stand, how to do it, those kind of things. We're basically teaching.
Do the parents try to coach from the sidelines?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And there's
They're
no
interested, too.
restrictions on volume of parents on the
And
sideline.
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. A lot of these kids are children of people who like tech, who like robotics, who like that type of thing.
So this is a state tournament.
We are going to be participating in a state tournament.
But this is
Not
just a
this one.
scrimmage. This on the
Okay.
8th is a scrimmage, and we invited people from the state and from the tri-state area, D.C. and Virginia. So it's open to.
How many
The public.
teams are you expecting?
We have 10 right now that are going to be participating.
Okay.
When is the actual state tournament?
December 6th
in
December 6th.
Fairmont.
in Fairmont.
Have you been in the world tournament before?
This was
Just
our
last
first
year.
and
This was
only
your
year
first
so
one?
far.
And where
Last year,
was it?
first qualifier?
That was in Houston.
Now, of the 10 teams, do they work toward the mission simultaneously, or are they individual?
So there are 2 fields, and they are back to back.
Yeah.
So there will be one team facing another one who's going, and you're basically going against the clock, even though there's another team there. You're going against the time, because you can. What I like to tell the kids: if you've practiced and you can score 300 points in practice, when you get to a competition, you're not going to magically score 400 points. You want to get your 300. That's your goal, is to hit your max that you've gotten in practice, because the robot's not going to suddenly learn how to do other things when you show up for a competition.
Well, what else is there to do? I mean, if it's already pre-programmed and you set it down, you go. What else is there to do
So-
during the competition?
They do present. They talk to the judges. There's interaction with there's more than 50 teams at the state competition, so they interact with the other kids. They have an opportunity to change stuff at the practice tables. They can change the programming. If they went up to the table and something wasn't working, they can alter that. If there's something that they want to do, like not drastically different, but a little bit different, they can do that. But it's really good. It's good interaction with other kids. It's good interaction in such a large.
But that doesn't affect the score.
It doesn't, but they get very competitive. But we had a team our first year that we did FTC, and we programmed our robot, and we worked hard, and we didn't score but one time, and that was because the robot did a fluke fly into a corner and we got 5 points. So a lot of times you go up to the table and your robot doesn't do anything you want it to do, and it messes up.
And it's the same thing as...
Kind of like having kids, huh?
Yeah, it's a 2-year-old robot. It just decides,
No, so it's basically like a fight or a football game. If you go out there, you can practice and practice and practice, but when it comes down to you're in front of many people watching, the robot, it's made out of Lego. It's pretty good, but it's not super exact. So sometimes things will go awry.
We've had kids drop it.
We've had the robot dropped on the way to the competition table.
Lego, that's not good.
That's not good.
It's a
How
lot of
big are they?
pieces.
Smaller than the box.
They're
here.
smaller,
Okay.
but then you can add attachments to it. Now the
Like
larger
6 by 6
yes,
inches.
the
Yeah.
larger ones they're 18 by 18, right?
Yeah, 18 cube.
I think you brought one in the early years of this that was about the 18 by 18 size, and then there's another one that was fairly small. I was amazed at the size of these things because you think robot, you're thinking about much larger construction here.
And now our FTC team has gone on to a competition outside of just the regionals, and they went to Virginia a few years back. So
Now, I want to ask you kind of like a bigger picture thing in terms of what you're doing here, because several years ago it was teach kids to code. And now we've got a world full of unemployed coders because of artificial intelligence. Has that taken any of the shine off the rose here in terms of coding these robots?
Not with the kids that we've seen that we work with, because coding is a part of it. It's a large part, but it is only a part. These kids are learning project development, project management,
research.
How to research, not using AI. We specifically do not allow
we
them
do
to
not allow them to use
AI.
AI for research.
And public speaking, and you have to be, if you're going to build something, you have to be
Collaboration.
able
They
to,
have to be able to work together.
you have to be able to show somebody else what you've done, and that's a skill that most kids don't have. So.
How do you interact with a school robotic program?
They have a totally different program. So we are happy for anyone to do robotics. We're happy for anyone to do it. But VEX is completely different
Do they
than
have some
FIRST.
carryover between the two?
No, none at all.
We do have some team members that have done the other before, that have moved over
Yes.
into our group as they get older.
But it's like it isn't that our team can compete with the high
No,
school
it's
team
it's
or
a
the middle
different
school team.
format. It's like USFL and NFL. They're playing the same game, but not in the same way.
Which one's the NFL? Which one's the USFL?
I'm going with
We're
us
going to
as
go with
the
us as an NFL, of course. I mean,
Just get a
we're a little competitive over here.
A little bit.
So why not combine the two? I mean,
It's absolutely totally different programs.
It's different the way that the robots work, and the school program, it's curriculum based. So we are practicing once a week, maybe twice a week. They're dedicating class time to it.
Right.
So
How much of what they do is classroom as opposed to hands-on? And is your program mostly hands-on?
we're probably 90% hands on.
Yes. I mean, the first day you get there, you're touching a robot.
Yeah.
how many kids on a team?
You can have up to 10, but we have found over the decade plus of doing it that more than 6 is
A lot.
untenable.
How many coaches?
So we are very blessed. We have a team mentor for every FLL team, and then we have currently 5 coaches for the FTC team.
For the older kids.
Okay,
And we're very grateful for everyone who volunteers their time to help with these children.
you've given 2 labels, AFL and A something. What are they?
FLL.
FLL is
FLL.
First Lego League. That's
Okay,
for the younger.
okay.
And then
First
First Tech
Tech-
Challenge FTC.
And that's
Okay.
the metal robots.
It's for the
and you can go to
older
Lowe's
kids.
and buy a part if you want to for First Tech Challenge and install it.
Do you find the kids self-select, that some go toward the coding and others go toward the mechanics?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Even as young as the FLL. We have kids. I spoke to kids last week, and I'm like, "What do you like more?" And there are kids that definitely like the programming more than they like the building, and vice versa. So it's neat to see that happen.
And this is all through 4-H, and I've got
This is.
about a minute and a half left. So, Chuck, if you could highlight that competition one more time.
Sure. We are going to be on November the 8th down at the Berkeley County Youth Fairgrounds from 10 to 3. There'll be robot matches going on all day, and then our older team will also have the big robots down there showing what they can do as well. And we have activities for the young kids.
And if anybody listening has kids that might be interested in being part of 4-H in this robotics program, how do they do that?
They can come out and talk to us, or they can reach out to Mikey Withrow or Suzanne at the Extension office to sign up for 4-H. It's free of charge. Everyone is welcome. There's no fee to join the teams either.
Our program is completely free.
Are some of these kids the same kids who are showing animals at youth fair?
Absolutely. You can show a pig and do and be in a robotic
evening.
competition.
A robotic pig.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe that would be the next assignment.
Maybe.
Robotic
We have
pigs.
done animal allies. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
one of the themes one year, animal allies.
Uh-huh.
So no robotic pig that year, though.
Very good. How much longer are you going to keep doing this?
I'm done at 62, I think. I don't know about Chuck.
They'll be carrying me out. Probably.
That's quite a statement there, young man. Yeah. Well, anyway, best of luck to you, and I wish you a huge crowd on November the 8th
Thank you so
at the
much.
fairgrounds. And as always, thanks for the work you're doing with the kids
Thank you for having us.
and the success that you folks have had.
Thank you for having us.
It's pretty incredible.